Good morning, guys. Here I am, House Street Beach, sunrise, Jersey Shore. Some days it's calm, and some days it's clear, and some days it's rough, some days it's cloudy. You never know. So yesterday, I have to tell you guys, yesterday I sent out finally an announcement newsletter to my business geek, my constant contact list, and announced that the subject line was, "We've reopened and I'm resigning." And so the truth is, on December 31st, I made a declaration. I was out in Los Angeles with my sister Pam and her family, and making some big decisions, and I had a really hard time making these big decisions, but I declared that I was turning it over, letting go, all that, letting go, and I was resigning hereby as the general manager of the universe. And the rest of the time, even the next day, I remember we were at the Rose Bowl game, at a football game with my sister Pam's family, Oregon. Her girls went to the University of Oregon. I don't know, 60,000 people. And I was having a blast, but every now and then I could say, oh my God, I can't believe I just gave notice to, I was remembering what I had just done, and it was scary. And my sister say, don't worry, remember, stop worrying, you resigned. No more general manager of the universe, no more control. So anyway, long story short, I sent out this newsletter, and some people don't read. They just don't read, because in it I didn't resign from my business Therapeutic Touch. No, I didn't do that. I resigned as the general manager of the universe. But people were writing back saying, I'm so sad, you're leaving, good luck, congratulations, whatever, all these. So anyway, I'm just putting it out there. I resigned as the general manager of the universe. And that's something I think that we all have to consider. Every day I let go a little more, and I want to share with you this book. Look, check this out. When Things Fall Apart, Heart Advice for Difficult Times by Pema Chodren. She's a Buddhist nun, like an 80-year-old Buddhist nun. She's written dozens of books. She was a real true American, and her life fell apart at some middle age. Something happened in her life that really just completely everything fell apart, and she went deep into retreat and meditation, and then she became a nun. But I think I first got this book and read it after 9/11. I think that's when it was. I've had it a long time, 20 years. And I picked it up immediately after the pandemic hit, and I had just put my business into storage. And so I started to read it again. And I made a note here on the first page. Do you make regular visits to yourself? From Rumi. Isn't that great? But I couldn't get past the first chapter. Honest to God, I think I reread the first chapter, Intimacy with Fear, every day for 2 weeks. Every single day for 2 weeks. Intimacy with Fear. Pretty scary even just to think of it, right? I'm not going to read you the whole chapter, but I'm going to read you the last page of the first chapter, because it really hits home. It hit home for me then and now too. So anyway, I'm going to let you watch the sunrise as I read this. So beautiful, right? Put on your Monet eyes and how about your Beethoven ears? I never said your Monet eyes and your Beethoven ears. Okay, so Pema says, no one ever tells us to stop running away from fear. We are very rarely told to move closer, to just be there, to become familiar with fear. I once asked the Zen master Kobun Chinu Roshi how he related with fear, and he said, I agree. But the advice we usually get is to sweeten it up, smooth it over, take a pill, or distract ourselves. But by all means, make it go away. We don't need that kind of encouragement, because disassociating from fear is what we do naturally. We habitually spin off and freak out when there's even the merest hint of fear. We feel it coming and we check out. it's good to know we do that, not as a way to beat ourselves up, but as a way to develop unconditional compassion. The most heartbreaking thing of all is how we cheat ourselves of the present moment. Sometimes, however, we are cornered. Everything falls apart and we run out of options for escape. At times like that, the most profound spiritual truths seem pretty straightforward and ordinary. There's nowhere to hide. We see it as well as anyone else, better than anyone else. Sooner or later, we understand that although we can't make fear look pretty, it will nevertheless introduce us to all the teaching we've ever heard or read. So the next time you encounter fear, consider yourself lucky. This is where the courage comes in. Usually we think that brave people have no fear. The truth is that they are intimate with fear. When I was first married, my husband said I was one of the bravest people he knew. When I asked him why, he said because I was a complete coward but went ahead and did things anyway. The trick is to keep exploring and not bail out, even when we find out that something is not what we thought. That's what we're going to discover again and again and again. Nothing is what we thought. I can say that with great confidence. Emptiness is not what we thought. Neither is mindfulness or fear. Compassion, not what we thought. Love, Buddha nature, courage. These are code words for things we don't know in our minds, but any of us could experience them. These are words that point to what life really is when we let things fall apart and let ourselves be nailed to the present moment. Look at that. I put stars down at the end of that, like when I had my highlighter. I think probably isn't that amazing? Isn't that so amazing? Who wants to be intimate with fear? Raise your hand. Probably nobody is like voluntarily saying, I do. I know. But the truth is, it just summons courage and bravery and compassion and like it says, being present, just staying uber super present, cautious, and it gets us on alert, right? So that was what got me through. Still, like, we can put our head in the sand and like pretend that we can run away from fear, and honestly it just lives in our bodies anyway. We freeze, we shut down. Like, it puts our brain into, like, hijacks our brain, all kinds of crazy stuff, panic, hysteria, and we're like I know I am living in this, present with fear, often now these days, because we don't know the future, I don't know what's going to happen today, but stay present to the moment and I know that in this moment right now I'm okay. If I start worrying about this afternoon and tonight, it's just robbing my energy right now. It's Louisa used to say, the point of power is in the present moment. The point of power is in the present moment. Stay present. Never before have we ever been, I think we're summoned. It's a summons now. Everyone, attention please, announcement. Be present, stay present. And you have to feel everything that's there. Anxiety, fear, worry, but also, when you're present, you notice what a beautiful sunrise and what a beautiful face you might be looking at, even if they have a mask on. Like, imagine the people I put my mask on, you know what I think of almost every day? That women around the world, I went to Morocco in 1983 for 3 weeks, and women wore veils there. I stood out like a sore thumb with my blonde hair and blue eyes, so after a while, I bought myself a scarf and wrapped my hair. Even now, I look back, it was pink, light pink with purple flowers. I still stood out, but I wanted to blend in a little bit. But every day, some countries, women wear burqas and veils, and it's so oppressive. Can barely breathe. But no, I don't like it, and I'm really aware every day that I don't really like it. But you know what? I am with that feeling. It's just where I have to, what I have to be with. And one of my teachers once at a meditation retreat, she kept saying, don't just do something, sit there. So it's like it was a spin around of, don't just sit there, do something, right? We all heard that one. Don't just sit there, do something. Like, get up, be busy, 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 busy. This meditation retreat for, I think it was like 3 or 4 days, silent meditation retreat, she kept saying, not kept saying, but she said it once and I remember it. Don't just do something, sit there. So it's an invitation to be with your fear, intimacy with fear. See what fear has to teach you. That's it for now. I could go on and on because fear is a big teacher, big teacher. We're all in up to our eyeballs in the classroom of learning right now, and we're learning about things that we might not want to be learning about, but here we are, and we're all in this classroom together, going from me, you, from you or I, you or me, to you and me, which is me. Me to we is we. So, that's it. Remember, when things fall apart, just hang in there and know that you got a friend to call. We're all in this together. We really are all in this one together. So, all right, guys. Have a beautiful day. A beautiful, beautiful day.